I wonder who you think you are. Do you damn well think you're God or something? God give life, God taketh it away, not you. I think you are the devil itself.
An 18-year-old prostitute called Elena Rika, she'd been bludgeoned and stabbed like the other victims. Her murder looked like the Ripper's work. Immediately, George Oldfield took over the investigation. And this time, he believed he'd got the break in the case he'd long been seeking. Elena Rytka's body had been found in this woodyard, close to her regular prostitute beat. And when she'd disappeared, there'd been plenty of people about who might have seen the killer. There'd been passers-by, punters, and most important, the murdered girl's twin sister, Rita, also a prostitute. Rita Rytka.
Yeah. Still not one of the better areas, unfortunately. This murder happened in front of, wow, this is a grim place, isn't it? I've got police behind me now. One second. Alright, I just got stopped by the police. I think it's a terrible area, so I ain't gonna stay here. Helen was found over that green fence in there. It's all become overgrown. I'm gonna have a little walk around, but she was found down there. Again, police knocking around, and there's nothing down there. It just looked weird if I'm down there. So I ain't gonna venture down there. It is horrible. It's mad. Still probably known as a bit of a red light district, I think. So I've heard, so I've read. Thought being here at 9:30 might be okay. But the view you see of her, not overly sure where it's taken. It's all changed. It's all overgrown. It's still dark and grim. There's no way around. But that spot down there, where I was, but yeah, I ain't gonna venture too far down. The old picture, I think, was taken further down. Like, this is a railway track, obviously, and it was taken looking down. That wasn't overgrown, which was found down here, and this is no place. Wow. And I read that poem to you at the cemetery. Well, all she wanted was love, and this is where she ended up. I mean, how awful can life be? But yeah, this is Helen Rytka's story. Not apologising for not going further down. Police knocking around. Lots of dodgy people about. No reason for me to be down there. Don't want to get in trouble. Well, good morning everybody. Doing the grave and location of Elena Rika today in the rain. I think she's just up here. I have to be careful, this camera doesn't like the rain. So I've just done the Yvonne Pearson grave, and it was only 10 days after he killed her dad. He murdered Helen Rytka in Huddersfield. Now Richard, I think it's Sludgy. Now Richard Cobb's book, which I've cited as a source for most videos here. Oh wow, I found it straight away. of Helen Rytka. Just to show that humanity's not dead, somebody actually put a proper name marker, Christmas 2022, so last year, and that's why she's got a proper head marker now. Richard Cobb's book, which I've actually brought with me for this. Of all the chapters in the book, this isn't working very well, is it? It's actually the Helen Rytka story, which moved me the most. I found it quite tragic. Sad. Helen and her she was a twin, and they had a system together where one of them would go off and with a client. They were both prostitutes, and let's see who's down there. And they would work at the same time. They would write down the reg of the car that they got into, and they would agree to meet 20 minutes later at the same spot. Helen, her name's Elena, she'd like to be called Helen. Helen got back. I'm going to hide under this tree. Excuse me. She got back 5 minutes early, and Peter Sutcliffe, who had so much luck, let's be honest, the police were terrible, yeah, but my God, the devil had luck. So she was about 5 minutes early. He approached her, and because he was quite well groomed, she thought it'd be okay. He also attacked her in front of two taxi drivers. I've not been to the site in Huddersfield. I'm sure it's one place I might be struggling to get to, but if I have, I'll show you. Rita was worried but went home thinking she might have gone there, but she obviously worried because she was a prostitute and didn't want to report it. She reported it 3 days later. At 3 p.m. on the 3rd of February, police arrived, and the dog found Helen within 10 minutes. Now, Helen's story, it was January 1978 that the twins started working there. It was January the 31st when she was killed. They were daughters of a Polish mother and a West Indian father. Their lives were in and out of children's home. Parents split at the age of 3. Let's move away, I think. Parents split at the age of 3. Her life was so sad and so tragic, and this is a Victorian cemetery, isn't it? Oh, there we go, there's the church. The mother walked out of them, and the father, they couldn't cope. They had a 1-year-old twin brother and sister, which by the sound of it, it's 2 lots of twins, which is pretty hard. Like, that's unusual, isn't it? That is for the Victorian one. Anyway, I wanted to read from Richard's book about Helena, because it really did break my heart. At the age of 15, Helen read a series on fostering in the Yorkshire Post. It encouraged us to write a poem called Lonely and Loved. It included with it a touching letter saying what it would mean to be fostered. The letter was printed in the paper on the 6th of May 1964. The letter read, I'm really struggling. Oh. The letter read, I'm writing to you sending my views on fostering and adoption. I have read 2 of your articles on fostering in the Yorkshire Post, April the 22nd and April the 23rd, and I think it is a marvellous idea. I am a child in care and have been for 12 years. If my twin sister and I got fostered out together, it would be like winning £1,000 on the football pools. Money is not included. Love, in capitals, is. Oh, why do I film in winter? I've enclosed a poem called Lonely and Unloved, just to give you an idea of what it's like to be lonely and unloved. I did not sit down for hours on end to compose this poem, but I just wrote it down, changing only a few words to make it rhyme. I wrote it from my head, but not from my... I wrote it not from my head, but from my heart, because only from the heart can feelings of loneliness be expressed, and only from the heart can the feelings of being unloved lie deep within. To get fostered out together means to us a place of love and care. It is then you feel wanted, because sometimes... Oh, I'm so cold. Because someone realises what love really is, and to get fostered out as part of love itself, we can only wait, hope and pray that we'll be fostered out together, but someday I hope we will. Right, I'm going to read the poem as I walk back to my car. Bless Alan. You never realise how lucky you are, do you, really? Right. I might read this in the car. I'm really struggling. Bear with me. I bought this camera and they say, oh, it's like, I did a lot of research, it's a really good camera, but don't film in the rain. Do not film in the rain. And I'm like, I never film in the rain. That's not a problem for me. I'm doing these 13 videos in 4 days. I knew it would be hard to do it all. But I have to film in the rain. So, yikes. This Helen, Elena Rika, her name is Elena, she likes to be called Helen, was written when she was 15 years old, and it's about fostering. It's called Lonely and Loved. You can see my misted up windows instead of me reading, or do you want to see me? I'm sure you want to see the windows, nobody wants to see me. Lonely and Loved. Loneliness is to live in a world where people do not care. Loneliness is to go outside to find no one is there, and you fall down in despair, falling on your knees in prayer and asking God to rescue you from this snare. But no one comes, no voice is heard, and loved is to miss the love that all parents should give. Yet they cast you aside, put you out of their minds. To put you in care, there is no love there, yet the staff really do care, or they wouldn't be there. Yet I know I shall die as my years drag by. Oh, why was it me, Lord, why? I have trusted you so, clung to you close, each day I have prayed above. Yet I wait for the day when I am treated with love. For a child's greatest joy is to know that they are loved. And I thought that was incredibly moving. Of all the chapters in Richard's book, it's a really good book if you're into this. It goes, if you've seen the long shadow and stuff and you're interested in the victims, the book's really good. It goes a lot more into details about the actual murders, which I'm not too interested in doing. I'm finding them hard to do these anyway, but I don't want to go into those details. It's all in the book, really good, but of all the chapters, it's the one that moved me the most. But I'm in Bradford Cemetery. I have a crow right next to me, and I need to do another grave in this rain. It's Patricia Atkinson, so you should have already seen it. But I'll see you tomorrow for another one.